Good morning, you lot. I hope you're doing really well. It is, what time we're on? It's 8:15 here in Stays at the Endeavour Hotel. Shout out to the Endeavour Hotel. Just found out that the guy downstairs, his cousin, who lives in Garforth, is a big fan of the channel, and he messaged the owner to say that I'd done a video in one of his rooms, which is pretty cool. So shout out to you, mate. But we're back here. I hope you enjoyed the video yesterday. It seems to have gone down really well. Nearly 400 comments, which this is the thing, I would rather have 1,000 views and 600 comments because the engagement from you guys outweighs the views massively for me. So thank you so much. It's got great views already, but thank you so much for engaging with that. It was a tough video to make, but I still am resounding Bielsa to stay within this project and Bielsa to adapt, fingers crossed. But anyway, we're here to discuss the Manchester United game at the weekend on Sunday. What are you guys doing for it? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm actually going to Manchester. I didn't realise. I didn't realise what I'd booked. I'd booked this weekend up to go see my best mate who lives in Manchester. And yeah. So I'm going to be sat in there with a pub full of scum fans. So that should be interesting. So yeah, that's my weekend. But let me know what you guys are doing in the section below. Are you going to the game? Are you chilling at home? Are you doing it with loved ones? Watching the game with loved ones? Careful, keep PG. Let us know in the comment section below what you're doing. So yeah, obviously I made the video yesterday. I have to make this video today because it's the only time I can make it before heading to Manchester. So loads to discuss really. Tactics, what we're expecting from Leeds, formation, all this sort of stuff. But let's get into what I think overall Leeds have to do to beat Manchester United. I think after speaking to a lot of people from the Manchester Evening News, obviously from my work, Ty Marshall, who writes for the Manchester Evening News, I did an interview for him on the Blue, White and Yellow podcast, which is a podcast that I produce for my work. Go check that out if you haven't already. We've got a great opposition preview on there with Ty. But Ty was essentially saying that Manchester United can still be pressed into oblivion. They do not like being pressed at all, which is definitely a way Leeds United can get at them. There's a fair few weaknesses as well at the minute. There seems to be a lot of problems mentality-wise, but the weaknesses are in personnel who are struggling to adapt to this Ralph Rangnick system, which is obviously very, very different to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's free reign for every single player. Go play it however you want, which I felt was quite a sporadic way of playing by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but I felt it worked because they had so much individual quality that they wanted them to essentially express themselves, which I think is a lovely way of sort of playing football, isn't it? That's when you pomp your most confident, which I think is what Marcelo has done with a lot of these Leeds United players, albeit been within a sort of system. I think he's enabled Leeds players to express themselves a lot. But that's what Solskjaer did. Now, Ralph Rangnick has come in and it seems very much more system-based. You know, they tried to develop that. They've played systems which these Manchester United players haven't played before. You know, you've played a 4-2-2, a 4-2-2-2-2, whatever it is. And basically, they've narrowed a lot of the play. 4-3-3 narrow as well, 4-2-3-1. It seems like there's been a lot of adaptation within play as well. But is it going well for Manchester United? And at this minute, it's quite strange because the record isn't that bad, but they've had a lot of favourable fixtures, a hell of a lot of favourable fixtures. You know, as I was speaking to Ty was saying they couldn't have handpicked an easier sort of first 7 or 8 games, which, you know, says a lot. You know, Ralph's essentially been able to put his plans into place with a decent fixture run. So that's definitely something to take into consideration. Context should always be applied to a fixture list, and you have got to apply context. This Manchester United decent start, if you will. So as I said, they like to play narrow. Leeds United like to play. Well, we know how Leeds United like to play. It is hell for leather football. It is full throttle football, and you guys will have seen my prediction on the debrief, which I'm not going to announce on here. If you want to see my prediction for the game, go check it out on the debrief, and you get all the lads' predictions on there. But it is based on how Leeds set up and how Leeds go into this game. If we do set up the exact same as we have set up multiple times before against Manchester United and being handed, I will say, I think it could be a tough game. But there is a caveat to that. Now, the reason I say it's going to be a tough game if we play that style of football, because the man-for-man system, which I always sort of come on here and criticise, but the man-for-man system against this lot is going to be extremely difficult because you have to say it, put all your cards on the table. They have world-class talent. Someone who has flourished in this Ralph Rangnick system recently, very, very recently, has been Paul Pogba, who is in the midfield, which is the area that Leeds have naturally been struggling in when it comes to the man-marking system. We saw the gaping hole that Donny van der Beek, Dele Alli, whoever was playing in that central midfield role for Everton were able to exploit. They do not have anywhere near as much quality as this Manchester United side. We know what Scott McTominay always does against Leeds United. He seems to turn into Zidane. Seems to click, really struggles in the man-marking system against him. That's been twice now where he's come up against Scott McTominay and he's done really well. And Bruno Fernandes flourishes as well. Paul Pogba's got 7 assists this season. 4 of them came against Leeds United at the start of the season. I think Bruno Fernandes has got 5 goals and 1 assist against Leeds or something of the sort. So they do flourish against Leeds, but that was in an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer system. Those 2 games were at Old Trafford. So I'd love Bielsa to set the side up as he did at Elland Road, which a lot of people say there wasn't a change. There was a definite change in this Leeds side toward the back end of last season, 100%, definitely more defensively aware. It became more pragmatic, which essentially means that, Bielsa changed it up in the last 10 games of the season, so Leeds could finish on a strong point. Leeds finishing the season 7 wins out of 10 games, which was an incredible end to the season. What we do for that now, with us just winning 5 games the whole season. So I think if he changes it, he makes us a little bit more defensively resolute. He makes Leeds play a zonal way. I think we can get something, 100%. But do I think he'll do that? No, I don't think he'll do that. So where's the ace card, Connor? What are you saying then? Well, I think it's going to be the crowd. I think if Leeds are to play that way, which is the health leather football, the man-marking system, the crowd is going to be the ace card. If it was at Manchester United, you'd be looking at, in my opinion, because of the players we've got out who have performed against Man United. You look at Calvin Phillips at Elland Road in the 0-0, he was unbelievable, completely man-marked Bruno out of the game. You look at Patrick Bamford, who really is the goal threat, someone who can compete with Harry Maguire up there. They're out. You've got to modify how you're playing a little bit. And I think Dan James has got something to say in this game. But the ace card is going to have to be the crowd. Which I think will be so hostile that they'll have never experienced that before, the Man United players. I genuinely believe that even at Anfield or the Etihad, they won't have experienced it. They reckon there's 300 or 400 Man United fans coming down without tickets. There'll probably be a lot of Leeds fans doing that as well. So it's whether or not Man United can handle that atmosphere. They've been on big European nights before, so you would expect them to be able to handle it. But if we're able to get them to play the occasion and not their game, that is where Leeds could get something from this game. It's just what Man United turns up for me. I'm not 100% sure it's based on Leeds, because I think their quality, man for man, is too good. So I think it's all about the crowd. I think it's if Man United come and they're rocked and they're shell-shocked by Elland Road, which I think can happen. We've got a half-decent record at home this year. I think we've got 4 wins. 4 wins, is it? Or 3, it might be 3 wins. 3 or 4 wins, 3 draws, I think, and 3 losses. I say half decent, but nothing's really been half decent, unfortunately, this season. It's all right, isn't it? But we've seen games against Leicester, Wolves, where we've made it into a real cauldron. So against this lot, it'll be an absolute cauldron, not a little bit of a cauldron. It'll be hostile, and hopefully we can get them into it. But yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see, and I think that's how we win the game. Quick advice for Cristiano Ronaldo: don't do that celebration in front of not just, the South Stand. I don't think he'll leave Elland Road, but the Kop or anything like that. He's not going to be watching this video, but he's got to be careful. He really has. But listen, keep your coins in your pockets, guys, and all that sort of stuff, because I can see this getting very hostile, this game. And you don't want anything being put back on the club, really. So I'd advise against that. But if they play the occasion, we can win this game. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Come on.